As an Arsenal fan, I can't lie, I don't like how good Spurs look. I have to be very honest. I watched them against Bournemouth. I thought, okay, Spurs are back to default settings in the sense that they looked a bit like they were under Ange, conceding a lot of shots, a lot of opportunities, having the ball, but not really penetrative. But I mean, against West Ham, they showed how good they are under Thomas Frank. So if you are a Spurs fan and you want to see a rival fan, are gonna sort of talk about you guys in a fair light, this is the channel for you. Hit the subscribe, hit the like. It is always greatly appreciated. But I think we've got to start really by talking about Kudus. I mean, all the talk before this game was about Kudus coming to West Ham, how West Ham have the momentum getting their first win of this season against Nottingham Forest, and how he will fare in a hostile environment where everyone is booing him, calling him Judas. I heard things like that. And in my word, what a performance from him. He's so good. Mohammed Kudus is a phenomenal football player. Every single time he received the ball 1v1, I kind of looked at the screen and I was like, he's going to do something. He's going to do something. He's going to create an opportunity and he's going to be dynamic. And Spurs are going to love a player who picks up the ball and is as dynamic as possible. And that is what Mohammed Kudus was today. Every time he received the ball, it felt like something was going to happen. He's so unlucky not to leave that game without a goal contribution. I don't think he got a goal contribution. So that one, the corner, probably should have got that assist if the referee, poor decision. But Kudus did not look phased whatsoever by those West Ham fans. And ultimately, he was showing them, I'm in a good team. We're able to dominate you in possession. I'm able to have the freedom to go 1v1. I'm able to have the ball as much as possible. He looked really good. And when he was moved into the middle of the pitch, he still looked really effective as well. So again, that versatility, that quality on show, Mohammed Kudus is a really good football player. And you know, a sign of somebody who's a really good football player is nobody really talks about how much he was signed for. As an Arsenal fan, I've even forgot how much he signed for, because normally rival fans, when they want a player to flop, they'll always know his price tag. They'll be like, oh, you paid 60 million for him. Look at how he's playing. If he was 60 million, 70 million, 50 million, I would not know. And that goes to show how good Mohammed Kudus is, because no one's really thinking about that fee. He's justifying it. He looks strong. He looks physical. He looks happy. He's smiling. All the things you want to see from sort of your new signing, I'm seeing it from Mohammed Kudus. So really, really kudos to him, in no pun intended there. But we also need to talk about the performances of the two centre halves. Gobbled up anything that West Ham had, to be honest. There was literally nothing for the likes of Bowen, the likes of Paqueta coming inside the pitch, Suchek as well, trying to overload the box in the first half. Those defenders dealt with any danger really, really well. And I said this last season as well. And I feel a little bit of sorry for Ange, but I guess it's kind of the way he wanted them to play, very high up the pitch. They were injured a lot, and you felt it when Spurs didn't have those two at the back. They struggled. But we're already seeing, with those two at the back, I think that is now for them two or three clean sheets, I think it is, or three clean sheets. I think Tottenham was a clean sheet. No, sorry, Man City was a clean sheet. West Ham was a clean sheet. First game of the season, it skipped my mind who they actually played first game of the season. I think it was Burnley. That was a clean sheet as well. So three clean sheets out of four. Vicario going for that golden glove. That's a great sign, you know. Sign of the good teams is have a great defence that you can platform and build onto the attack from. Defence win you titles, attack win you games. And we're sort of now seeing Spurs heading into that phase where they're looking for a good backbone to spring forward their attacking quality. And in talking about attacking quality, I've got to talk about the performance of Xavi Simons. Difficult, isn't it? Coming away from home, London derby, first start, but he looked really tidy. I like the touches. I like the spaces he was picking up. Yes, nothing too special, but he left that game with a goal contribution. I know it's a corner, but set pieces have become a big part of football right now. He's left that game with an assist. Really, really good for him. And I know a lot of the public are going to be talking about him. Even during that game, there were people already talking about Xavi Simons' fee. But as I was watching that, I kind of forgot how much he cost. That's a sign of a good player. Like I'm saying, Kudus, Xavi Simons, you don't feel like you need to talk about their price tag, because you just see the quality. It oozes off of them, and it's just really, really nice to see. So I think Xavi Simons will build on that. He started off the left. I always think he's a lot better central, but I think, you know, Thomas Frank was thinking pace and power in the midfield. He doesn't want to be losing jewels. The likes of Paulinho was really strong in there. I mean, Bergvall, what a player he is, my word. Talking about bargains, I think it was around, what, 6 or 15 million, around that. I mean, see, again, I'm forgetting the fee of these players because of how good they are. Bergvall just oozes class as well, whether he's picking up the ball, whether he wants to be physical, he can do that part of the game as well. Driving on the ball. You know, this is a player who has many strings to his bow, you know. the saying goes, this kills me, in terms of he has every single card. You know, you wouldn't say he's a master at a specific trait, but he has all the cards. He has all the cards, the quality that you need as a midfielder. The game gets stretched, you need someone with energy. He's got that. The game gets physical. He's got that in as well. The game needs a bit of technical ability, passing range. He's got that as well. These players are good. Really good players always show their quality, and Bergvall is one of them. And I can't not talk about Sarr when I've talked about Bergvall and I've talked about Palhinha, but he's just the engine room. He's now contributing with goals as well, running on beyond. You know, I think Frank is really utilising him well. Knowing how to use your players is the big part of things. Because I used to see Spurs fans, how upset you guys were. Not because you thought your team was awful, but they're not being maximised. Look, a good coach maximizes the quality of your squad. And I'm seeing I'm seeing Frank maximizing the guys he has. You're looking at those players and you're being like, he's being maximized. You can tell Frank has got a certain way of putting him in positions to receive, to run beyond. Bergvall as well, with the goal he scored, he's running beyond the assist as well. He's dribbling in areas that he needs to be in. Get your players in positions where they feel most comfortable. And I think that's the biggest compliment for Frank so far, is that he's getting all of his best players in positions where they can impact the game. Look at Richarlison. I know he's been dropped. I know he was poor against Bournemouth. Jet lag, he's not started the game. But he's in positions where he can influence the game. He's scoring goals. You know, obviously he didn't score in the last two. But he is in those positions. And that's a testament to Frank making it happen, making it work, wanting Richarlison in the box, attacking areas. Big plus. It genuinely is. And a big shout out as well to Matis Tel. There's been a lot of talk about him being left out of the Champions League squad. He's upset being left out of the Champions League squad. Big money signing, 45 million. You see, that's a sign of a player whereby he's not hit the ground running, because I remember his fee. That's no shade to him. He's still young though. You know, this is the problem I think with football right now. People are very quick to judge. You know, these players are still young. They're still learning. They're still growing. Matis Tel is barely 20. He's barely 20. Look, if it takes him 5 years to get to his best, so be it. He's allowed that time. It's not like, you know, he's come here and he's 27, 28. You need him to hit the ground running. No, he's 20. Let him develop. He was really good over the international break for the under-21s of France. You know how good you have to be to get in that under-21 squad. There you have it. So give him time. He looked pretty strong, physical, receiving the ball up against those strong West Ham centre halves. Held his own. Good moments. Bright sparks from him. You know, that's all you want to be seeing from a player. You know, I thought Jed Spence as well, impacting really well. Porro with a lot of dangerous balls into the box. Look, big positives in there for Tottenham Hotspur. And it's scary as an Arsenal fan for me to be able to pick out so many positives from a team that had so many negatives last season. But anyway, that's it for now. Hope you've enjoyed. And on to next time. Peace.